Pros and cons of living in Bradford. What is it like to live in Bradford anyway? The city of Bradford is flourishing. It's a cultural melting pot that's close to Leeds and Manchester and has some of the best curries in the United Kingdom. The city's low home prices, high-quality public school system and amazing recreational opportunities make it a fantastic location for families. Bradford City is in West Yorkshire, close enough to both Manchester and Leeds to be reached in 1 hour's time by car. Located on the foothills of the Pennine Mountains, this city rose to prominence as a centre of the UK's textile industry. Bradford, 100 years ago, was well recognised as the global centre of the wool industry. Bradford is still a major hub for manufacturing, but it also has a thriving service industry, department stores and supply chain sectors and public sector. Bradford is currently the curry capital of the United Kingdom, a UNESCO City of Film and the UK City of Culture 2025. Bradford is perfectly situated between two important cities, making it an attractive and cost-effective commuting hub. Bradford, United Kingdom, is a great option for anyone looking to relocate to the UK. Here are some of the advantages and disadvantages of calling Bradford home, from its rich history to its abundance of parks and restaurants, as well as its cultural offerings. Pros. 1. Cheap properties. Although London and Brighton are among the most costly places to purchase a conventional 3-bedroom family property in the UK, Bradford and Belfast are the least expensive. Overall, Money Supermarket found that the most affordable city in the north for families was Newcastle, where houses of this size could be purchased for under £100,000. Bradford is one of the cheapest places to buy a home in the UK, yet it is also a rapidly growing city with a lot of untapped potential. That's why Bradford is such a hotspot for real estate investors seeking bargains, appreciation potential and steady rental income. 2. Education with well-respected university. Alright, class. Think the United Kingdom consists just of London, Manchester and Liverpool? While city life may get all the attention when it comes to studying abroad, you shouldn't discount the allure of other potential locations. Bradford is home to excellent educational opportunities and you should start planning your future there immediately. The University of Bradford, regarded as one of the United Kingdom's largest diversified and welcoming institutions of higher education, is possibly the best renowned institution of its kind in the city. You may have a taste of the globe without ever worrying about being unwelcome, since 15% of its learners come from over 130 different nations. The institution is a leader in the emerging area of conflict and peace research courses, but it also offers every other subject conceivable. 3. Sports. The Bradford Bulls, originally known as Bradford Northern, are one of the most accomplished rugby league teams in the world, having won the World Club Championship 3 times since 2002, as well as the Rugby Football League Championship 7 times. Grattan Stadium, Odsal, previously Odsal Stadium, is where the Bradford Bulls compete. Bradford Salem is centred in the Heaton neighbourhood, while Wibsey RFC is located to the southwest of the city centre. Nearby the Odsal lies the Richard Dunn Sports Centre, and the university's athletic grounds are also available to the general public during certain hours. Established in 1903, Bradford City FC is one of the oldest clubs in the English Football League. In January, Bradford Observer sub-editor James White met with a member of the Football Association named John Brunt to arrange, and by May, the rugby league side Manningham RFC had agreed to switch to international football. After receiving the offer, the Football League voted 30-1 to accept Bradford City as a replacement for Doncaster Rovers, seeing this as an opportunity to spread football across the county, which is traditionally more interested in rugby. City claimed the FA Cup and finished in first place in the league only 8 years after being accepted into the league. They play in the 3rd division of English football, Football League 1. The 11th of May 1985 tragedy at Valley Parade was one of the deadliest in the history of sports, with 56 lives lost. Bradford Park Avenue, the city's second team, also participated in the Football League until 1970, when it resigned, then again until 1974, when it went into insolvency. The Bradford Derby hasn't happened in a long time since the team has moved to the National League North. For both football and cricket, Yorkshire's county team would play at Bradford Park Avenue. 4. Affordable accommodation. For the last 2 years in a row, it had been ranked as the UK's most inexpensive university city. There's no need to forego avocado toasts or expensive cocktails, since the city boasts some of the most affordable rental prices for students, according to comparethemarket.com. As the United Kingdom's newest city of culture, Bradford is receiving fresh investments and redevelopment initiatives, making it a viable long-term residence option in terms of graduate career chances. Bradford, with an estimated population of 522,452, is the fourth biggest urban centre after Birmingham, Leeds and Sheffield, and boasts the fastest-growing citizenry beyond London. While many Bradford students choose to reside in the vicinity of the city's educational institutions, boarding houses for students may be found all throughout town. While it is true that some students want to live within a short distance to their school, the reality is that many more students are drawn to a property's convenient location and range of facilities than they are to its closeness to campus. 5. Diverse culture. Bradford must have some hidden jewels if one of its native sons can make it as far as One Direction. The city has been eclipsed by Leeds and Sheffield throughout the decades, but it is making a comeback thanks to a radical transformation in its architecture and a flourishing underground arts scene. Many different cultures and ethnicities may be found in Bradford, England. Besides Bradford itself, the cities of Shipley, Ilkley, Silsden, Queensbury, Denholm and others are all part of the City of Bradford Metropolitan Borough, making it the sixth most populated local council area in Great Britain. Given that Saltaire Village is a World Heritage Site, the opportunity has always existed. Bradford's own David Hockney, widely regarded among the world's best living painters, and is represented by two museums that house significant collections of his work. Visit the Bronte sisters' childhood home, the Parsonage Museum, and walk the Bronte connection to immerse yourself in their literary universe. Cons. 1. It's dangerous. Several high-profile crimes, including the murder of Bradford police officer Sharon Beshinsky as she responded to a burglary, have taken place in Bradford. Stephen Griffiths was arrested and accused with murder in the Bradford area in May of 2010. Both the Manningham riot of 10th to 12th of June 1995 and the Bradford race riots of 7th to 10th of July 2001 were sparked by far-right groups who incited violence between the city's minority and majority races. 200 persons were arrested and given a total of 604 years in prison after being found guilty of riot or violent disturbance. 2. Drugs. Bradford's drug-related fatality rate hit an all-time high last year, according to disturbing new data. It is feared that the situation may worsen because of the cost of living problems and the pandemic's lasting effects. The Office for National Statistics reports that 53 people in Bradford died of drug poisoning that year. That was a significant increase from the previous year's total of 36, as well as the greatest annual total since records started keeping in 1993. They were some of the 4,859 people who died from drug poisoning in England and Wales in 2017. This marked a new record and a 9th straight year of growth. 3. Antisocial behaviours. For many of Bradford's young Muslims, the feeling of unfairness that sparked their rage in 2001 persists even now. When they learned how their parents had to labour long hours for minimal pay and endure racial slurs while yet keeping a positive attitude. Also, at how the young people without prospects for employment were constantly harassed and mistreated by their own police department, who did so little to crack down on the extreme right that the young people felt this was down to them to regulate matters themselves. The riots were a cry for help from a generation that had learned to accept inequity and racial abuse, but whose children and grandchildren could not. 4. People are intolerant. Bradford, like every city, has problems with crime and antisocial behaviour from time to time, although the city is properly policed by the West Yorkshire Police and has many neighbourhood watch organisations. White and Asian friends are a rarity in many metropolitan neighbourhoods. Some residents of Bradford, especially those who live in the city's denser core neighbourhoods, assume that every white person who approaches an Asian person is either a police officer, a drug user, or a confused tourist. Similarly, Asians are seldom seen in the mostly white areas of Craven, Wharfdale, Ilkley and Worth Valley. Bradford was deemed to have one of the worst histories of segregation in schools in a 2016 government study conducted by Dame Louise Casey. In Bradford, whites and Asians continue to live apart. Bradford, in summary, has every desirable quality, including a functioning local economy, an outstanding schooling system, a very rich diversified history, and an abundance of open art and exhibition places. There are problems in every place in the world. No city can be 100% perfect, much less a multicultural boiling pot like Bradford. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and turn on the notification bell. This is Learning Canteen.